Well, welcome to today's show. What we're going to do is we're going to fix this brush cutter. It's a few years old and it's been giving trouble feeding line. Now you can replace the whole head and spend that kind of money if you want to, 40 something bucks. A new unit, depending on the brand, may cost you upwards of $350 for something that'll run, 105 line. So when we look at this, we've got actually the bump knob is messed up, so it's generally not a big deal to get a genuine made-to-die part and take the part off. See how worn out that is. Put the new one on, remembering which direction the threads go. And there, we have a perfectly good fix. Now, what do you say we get this thing started, get the party started, pump and prime, switch on. Come on, you piece of, come on, pump, prime, choke on. Come on, you built broken thing, you. Come on. You little piece of thing. Now watch that. I'll not tolerate you violating decorum in my presence like that. I have to bleep all that in the edit. I've never seen you this upset. What? You thought I was actually angry? I was merely acting. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You stole that bit from John Lovitz. Yeah, and you stole this bit from Colbert. That's Colbert to you, and I prefer tribute. Stole is harshing my mellow. You have a mellow? Well, yes. What you're witnessing is the fusion of entertain. That's what's his name? Third base. Bud Abbott. On with the show, this is it. Bugs Bunny. Now cut that out. Jack Benny. It looks like another senseless alcohol-related death. Who? Don't start that again. Not who, but what. Okay, what then? I'm guessing the carburetor. Alcohol-related, you got trashed and wiped out the trimmer? No, alcohol-related fuel system failures. It has been all over the news and it can happen to the very best of us. Watch this. Breaking news. London's Heathrow Airport was arse over teacup today when Interpol detained this man, Carlos Algorio, a self-proclaimed enviro fascist. Algorio was sought in connection with a worldwide scheme to corner the market on carbon. He would have gotten away and escaped the country had his airplane started. He had a fuel system failure caused by, ironically, too much alcohol in the fuel. It seems that once he discovered his escape was impossible, Algorio locked himself in the loo and claimed he had a fever. Wow, I knew companies like Steel voided their warranties if you used gasoline with ethanol in it. Why is that? Sometimes the diaphragms, O-rings, tubings, and whatnot deteriorate at a faster rate in the presence of alcohol. Water content makes parts rust, and tiny carbs often have tiny passageways. Alcohol also doesn't combust as well as gasoline. So all this environmental do-good or feel-good, feel superior, let's save the world by growing grains to make alcohol, to put in gasoline, is actually hurting the environment. That we could actually use the grains to grow food stuff for ourselves and our livestock and for starving nations around the world? Because the alcohol is actually causing premature death and damage to the engines, to small engines, resulting in premature replacement, excessive cost to us, and environmental waste when they have to make new ones to replace the old ones that died? How is that helping the environment? Yeah, pretty much so. Their hearts are in the right place, but science and reality isn't. I mean, after all, don't get me started on electric cars. Where do we get the electricity from? Think about it. Coal or nuclear or something like that for most of it. And the batteries. Rare earth metals and things of that nature, nothing lasts forever. It all got to go somewhere. Landfills are usually where most of this stuff ends up. Some recycling takes place, of course. But think about it. The best thing we can do for our environment often is reduce, recycle, and reuse. And let's add repair too. Now we're going to go ahead and we have a carburetor repair kit. Imagine that. And with it, they send a gasket between the carburetor and the motor. And we have a new fuel pickup, some fuel line. And it's not much to take care of this. You'd be surprised how simple it is to fix something like this rather than buy a new unit. We're going to start by taking 4 screws off. 2 at top, 2 at the bottom. Then there are 2 screws that actually take the carburetor itself off. We have to slip off the linkage to the throttle, which is very simple, and I'll show you in just a few minutes. Now there were 4 screws here, 2 screws to hold the carburetor on, and all we have to do is slip the carburetor up and take the linkage off. There are 2 gas lines, one go into it, one go out of it. Now, this carburetor was cleaned about 4 times, and no time was actually clean good enough to actually work. What we have is a lot of tiny little holes, and in here are the little jets, which are made non-removable. So you just really can't get in there to take it completely apart. If you had a special tool that the Chinese use when they make this, you could probably get in there, take the screws out, get them completely clean, and not have to buy a new carburetor. Next thing we have to do is we have to take the gasket here off, and we have to replace the fuel lines. I've got the 2 lines in place. It's through the wall, and I say I've got the extra here. I'm going to force it back down into the tank and see that it rests in the bottom corner where it goes. Now this is the loose line. I did not pull it out as I wanted to remember which one went where. Let me get it back through. There we go. Just a little bit. We have that there. This one also is the overflow line, and we have a replacement for it. I do one at a time, feeling that it will be much better to do these where I know exactly which one is which. The gasket, the carburetor, top to top, fuel supply to the bottom, slide the linkage back in there, and the filter, of course, is on the inside. Have that down loose. Turn it on the off side. Reassemble. And we are nearly complete. Okay, I have just filled the unit up. Let's pick up some parts, put them back in the little box, put the carburetor back in there, clean up a little bit. And let's see if this thing will fire up. I'm telling you, it's what, $13 or so for the bump button. And I hate to admit it, how long I've been going with that broken button. Breaking it and then have to flip it over and take it apart and refeed it. Irritating. And then the carburetor, just get to the point, it just didn't work. Cleaned it, couldn't get the gunk out of it. And $50, roughly $45, $50 for the carburetor, rather than buying a new unit. In this country, we really do need to learn not to throw everything away. Choke on, 2 pushes, let's see if it'll fire up. Cross your fingers. Well, to me, it makes a whole lot more environmental sense than just throwing something away. It makes monetary sense as well. Appreciate you watching this show.